Hello ladies and gentle people, this is Snowball giving you another snowcast, and for this snowcast I would like to focus on a particular build in a Zerg vs Terran, and that is the 2 racks opening. Now this build, what they do is they forego both gas geysers at the beginning to get 2 barracks. Both these barracks can allow you to put on pressure. You can build a bunker if you want. It's usually good to bring an SV along just in case you have the opportunity to build a bunker or 2. And then this pressure allows the Terran to safely expand while the Zerg expands. So then you essentially have a 2-base Terran versus a 2-base Zerg build, which is a very powerful opening for the Terran. Because then you've got double mules and you've got double the SCV production than you normally would, and it actually leads to a much better late game. So I want to talk about the 2 racks build, not only how to perform it as GracePros here will in the bottom left show, but I also want to show you guys how to successfully defend it as a Zerg. So we've got LiquidHaypro over here on the top right. LiquidHaypro is part of the Team Liquid clan, and he has actually gone over to Korea to compete in the GSL. He has been accepted into one of the Code A members of the GSL. So he will be competing in the highest winnings tournament in the world for StarCraft 2 with over an $87,000 first place prize. If that didn't get your attention, I don't know what will. So here we go. We've got GracePros just scouting over here. He's checking out, and as you can see, right as soon as he sees that hatchery down, he drops the second barracks. The second hatchery will, and the close positions, show GracePros that he can put on some early pressure and get this expansion off really fast. So he's going to attack with the Marines. It's not an all-in. It can be an all-in, but it usually is not. So his plan right now is to just put pressure on the Zerg. He may want to try to bring SCVs along just to see how much damage he can do with that. And he may not. He may just bring the Marines. But he may also bring a lot of workers, because there are 2 definite different styles of this. One is just the pressure into the expansion, and one is bringing all of your Marines, all of your SCVs, and then just going for the win right there. So this build is really powerful, like I said before, and no gas, still no gas, and as soon as he gets about 4 Marines, he'll start pushing out. So he's got 2 Marines right now. He's got 1 SCV just scouting it out. LiquidHaypro is doing the right thing. He's scouting to see if the 2 racks will go, because right now he sees both barracks, but he wants to see when this happens and what he brings along. So this drone is going to see the 3 Marines, and he's got a handful of SCVs as well. And what Haypro is doing, he's doing the correct thing. He's building a spine crawler as soon as he can on the creep. In the production tab, we can see Zerglings. He's making 2 queens, 4 defense, and creep spread, and this 1 spine crawler. So what happened is he saw the spine crawler, he saw the Zerglings, and he just pulled back all of these SCVs. He's just going to try to get the bunkers down. The spine crawler is the most important part of this right now. Spine crawler, and as you can see, it forces a lot of Zerglings. But Haypro is doing a good job of defending this, and GracePros is building a bunker while distracting with the Marines. Now, what happened here that was really good on the Zerg side is the amount of Zerglings that he was able to produce. And he was able to produce that because he got the 2 hatcheries. He won a 15 hatch, 14 pool build, which the hatchery pops at the same time as the spawning pool does. So if you see something like this coming, you can just save your larva for Zerglings and pop, 12 Zerglings out by the time the 6 Marines get to your base, which is a good start. And then he's got the spine crawler to defend. And the bunker actually gets deflected by the spine crawler. If they do not have a spine crawler, feel free to build a bunker. If those bunkers get completed, especially on the ramp right here, it is pretty much game over. LiquidHaypro did a good job of getting the creep spread to come and bringing Zerglings and drones. A Marine pressure build. So you can see GracePros is building the command center. When it's about half done, he drops both of his refineries because you can't make Marines forever. And this is how to transition out of an early Marine pressure build into an expansion build. Now, since he is building an expansion, you have to put up defenses as a Terran. You have to build these bunkers. You have to, because you are very counter. And in the bunkers, he's actually breaking out the barracks. Really good at it. And these just give necessary protection. It's a lot. Kind of bunkers, but if he did not have these bunkers down, he would have immediately lost his entire Marine army, if not the entire game. So LiquidHaypro right now is getting Zergling speed, and he has actually quite a bit of money saved up. He doesn't know what to do with it. A good counter to an early double barracks Marine build is if you can either macro up afterwards, but what a lot of Zergs like to do is they like to go for the Baneling bust. The Baneling bust is extraordinarily powerful because you know your opponent will have just Marines and bunkers. Now bunkers only take 5 hits from Banelings. I think it's 5. They do 80 damage, so there you go. So yeah, 5 Banelings to bust down a bunker, and then it takes 2 to kill a group of however many Marines you hit. And the Banelings are there to just flush everything out, Zerglings clean up, and that's a good way to put a lot of pressure on somebody who does go. And as you can see, LiquidHaypro is opting for the Zergling build. And here comes the Banelings. We've got a factory coming down, and he's just transitioning into a Marine tank build, Marine siege tank. Usually is what ends up happening is a Marine siege tank build against the Zerg. It's the most solid opening. The siege tanks are there to take care of the Banelings. That may seem a little interesting at first. You're like, why do you need siege tanks to take care of Banelings? Well, the Zerglings will die pretty much instantly to Marines as long as the Marines have cover, and the siege tanks provide cover as well as take out the Banelings. So here comes the attack. We've got Haypro coming in with all of the things. This engineering bay is well placed. The SimCity that he had going on, and when I say SimCity, I refer to his building placement, was so good that he actually had to kill the engineering bay and almost killed the barracks too before taking out either of the bunkers. So this double reinforced wall helped GracePros stay alive. And we can see in the production tab he's got 22 more Zerglings coming out. So this is looking to be for Haypro the attack to do. If he doesn't pull this off, he will not. And he's bunkering up, doing everything normal. He did build a 3rd barracks and a starport. Now the starport looks like he doesn't have much use right now. He could use it for a couple things. He could get a medevac for a drop of Marines and siege tanks, maybe even bring an SUV along, and he could also use it for Banshees or Vikings. So a couple of Vikings to clean up the overlords. There's the Viking actually. Just cleaning up overlords with these things. And now we can see a sizable army by Haypro. This is what you can do. Right now, it's to the point that Haypro has just decided that I'm going to make an army and nothing else. So he's making 10 drones right now, so he does have a follow-up for this. But if this attack fails, he's not going to get this. Siege tanks actually, the siege tanks just stop the initial engagement for the most part. Oh, and another fun fact is that the siege tanks actually do more damage to the not siege. So if you're taking out larger things like Thors or, any form of big, clunky mechanical or armored unit, you want to unsiege your siege tank, because the unsiege actually does a considerable amount more damage than the siege version. So another thing to think about in this kind of matchup. And we can see a bunch of barracks coming down with reactors, so he's just going for the Marine siege tank build. And we've got medevacs coming out. There's Marine siege tank medevacs. Pretty standard. I'm not saying that, but it is standard, guys. And ladies, of course. And we've got Haypro. He's just now starting a 3rd base, which is actually pretty late. He should have gotten the 3rd base a lot earlier. I personally think. But GracePros is cleaning up. The creep is very important for zergs. It always is. So it may seem like a waste using 2 scans to get rid of, you know, just a little highway of creep, but the creep give a considerable advantage. Not only the speed advantage, it gives, so the creep tumors themselves actually have a sight range. You can see on the mini map that it has a sight range, you know, about the entire screen wide, so you can see the entire map if you creep up the entire map. So here comes the attack by GracePros. Just he took the regular 2 racks build, built some siege tanks, marines, and medevacs, and now he's doing onslaught. And HayPro doesn't have much to defend this, so he did expand right here. It's just starting out, but may not be able to hold on to the guys. Just he built too many drones. Good player. Sure, that's the number 1 the drone. HayPro would have made his attacking units earlier than, or his attacking units later rather. He would have had more drones earlier on to fuel a bigger economy. So that's one thing that HayPro could have done that would have helped him out. And GracePros right here just did a good job of pushing and using the early expansion to go into a powerful 2-basing build. And that is all I have for the cast. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this more informative version. Let me know what you think. I can do more of these. I like to do these more actually, so let me know what you think and I'll get right back at you. This is Snowball, over and out.